Good morning. This is episode 1 of Monday Brews. Every week we're going to be sampling different types of coffee, and we're also going to talk about some self-development, personal development. And this week we have Kicking Horse. This brand is Smart Ass. It's a medium roast of theirs. Just one that we got off the shelf.
Really, Victor did. He's the coffee activist.
Yeah, definitely.
I kind of just like to drink it.
Big coffee guy. And so we're going to be sampling them. Do you want to try it? You want to give it a try? Let's give it a try. That's a smooth coffee.
That's good.
That's pretty smooth.
That's good. And like, if you think about it, like mine's black, and a lot of black coffee is kind of like bitter.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing with cold brew
good.
is making it as a cold brew. It's a lot more smooth, like a lot less acidic.
Yeah. Like I said, he's the big coffee activist. I kind of just drink it and enjoy it.
Yeah. Well,
and get a buzz off caffeine.
That's the biggest thing. Is I'm like not a morning person, so it's like dead every morning.
Yeah, I'm not either. But dude, one thing I noticed about this too is like I like taste the chocolate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's like on the back of the package here. Their like slogan or
about this blend. About this blend.
About this blend.
Yeah.
So it says, a half full cup of wake up and wise up. No joke here. This is just a bright, chocolatey concoction for the smart thinking, deep drinking, good at their game in the morning crowd. And the chocolatey, like I actually taste the chocolate and it's really good.
It's good, yeah. It's a smooth flavor.
That's why I haven't had it with creamer yet, but I don't feel like I don't even need
Honestly,
it.
you really don't need to. You really don't need to. But I like my cream and sugar. Yeah, give me my cream and sugar. So today we're going to be talking about persistence. That's going to be our topic today. I think it's a really important thing that when we were kind of debating what we want to talk about, what separates the great people from like the people that really achieve success in life, whether it's happiness, wealth, or whatever it may
Literally
be.
any topic of achievement.
Yeah, anything. And so I think persistence is one of the things that separates people. And so kind of like what causes somebody to persist? You know what I mean? And that's something that I've thought about and like I know you've thought about. So like what do you think is one of those things that really is a deciding factor on like, are you going to persist through this or are you going to be like, I don't really care to do this?
Well, the thing with persistence is like,
yeah,
at least from my perspective,
yeah,
I feel like persistence comes with a solid intention or purpose behind whatever it is that you're doing.
Yeah.
Purpose and intention. Because if you're doing something kind of blindly or like you don't have an interest in doing it, you know, you're not going to want to persist through it.
Yeah.
You know, but if you have something that you're trying to achieve, attain, whether it be monetary or just something fulfilling internally,
right,
then you're going to persist through whatever it is. You know what I mean? And I think that you also have a higher, I guess you could say, pain tolerance with an intention.
Right. Yeah.
Like purpose behind it. Like you're willing to go through more shit.
Yeah.
With solid
this kind of fucking
purpose
sucks.
and intention. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like think about it. Well, let's use the gym for example.
Right. That's a big thing for us. That's a huge thing for us.
That's probably one of the biggest factors of our lifestyles. Right.
Right.
So a lot of people, they're fucking lazy and they don't want to get up and get out and just do anything, you know, physical.
Right.
Well, not anything, but they don't care as much to kind of push through the pain.
Right.
You know what I mean? But when they have a serious intention or a purpose behind it, like let's just use weight loss as an example.
Right.
They're tired of
everybody
like
wants
shit.
to lose weight.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to
or
lose weight.
gain muscle, which was our case.
Our thing, yeah.
Yeah. So that's a solid intention behind it because you're trying to change yourself, your image, you're trying to kind of build a new person, you know? And that's gonna help you push through the hard workouts, the early mornings or the late nights, and pushing through moments where you want to go to the junk food or something like that, and you just grab, I don't know, some fucking carrots or celery instead, which is not the right thing to do. You should eat whatever you want, but work out hard as well.
See, my biggest thing's always been like, if you want to avoid eating bad food, like just don't even go down the aisle.
Yeah.
Like that makes boom easy. You don't even think about eating it.
Yeah.
But so that makes me question like, what were your intentions? What was your purpose? Like, what brought you to really want to get into shape?
So for me, personally, it started out when I was 16, 15, 16, I want to say 16. And obviously you know this because we grew up together, but like I was always a skinny kid. I was tall and lanky. And I used to get like kind of fucked with for it.
Really?
You know what I mean? Like I was like the late bloomer, I guess you could say. And I was just like skinny and insecure, and one thing was to get like an intention for me was just to get bigger, so I stopped getting like kind of fucked with. You know what I mean?
Which
And
unfortunately, that's what some people have to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Which, looking back on it, it's like how I let it affect me to that degree. It's like kind of disappointing in myself because I wish I had more confidence back then. But it grew me to the person who I am today, so I'm not complaining at all. But so that was one thing, to put on muscle because I got tired of being the skinny kid. And then also, of course, where we were 16, 17 years old, like getting girls. That was the second biggest reason why I wanted to get in the gym. I know, such a surface level intention. Obviously that's changed, but
over time.
I used to see people like a couple years older than us who were bigger. They weren't like as skinny and stuff like that, and like they would get all the girls, and I was just like, of course, insecure Lewis back then was like,
God damn it, I need to get bigger.
Yeah, dude, I want to be like that. Oh, that's what I'm gonna do. That's how I get the girls, right? So that was like my intention at first.
Yeah.
And then that grew into wanting to become better at baseball, but then I got injured, so I had to persist through that. And then after that, my intention for working out and now is just like to literally have like a solid physical foundation and just be strong. Like I want to be like, it sounds very cliche, but just the best version of myself I can be, whether mentally, physically, and spiritually. You know, and as you know, that's my saying right there, to be tri-fit, physical, mental, and spiritual strength.
Boom. Remember that one.
Yeah. So that's what it's become now, and it's not even about like the aesthetics. Aesthetics is kind of secondary now.
Yeah.
But like the reason why I persist in my workouts and like just living a healthy lifestyle is because
you just want to be healthy.
Wanting to be a healthy individual, but just being, you know, a strong person who in any situation doesn't have to, you know, succumb to a circumstance where you're not allowed to do something. You know what I mean? Like I want to, and then also for my family too. When I like have a kid or have kids and a wife, I want to be like a protector of my family. And I don't want to be in a situation where I'm like, oh shit, I can't do something because I'm not physically fit or like
mentally
strong, mentally in any sort of way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what it's become now, and then you know the aesthetics for it just are like secondary.
I think it's really interesting, like the transformation on like what your first intentions were doesn't have to necessarily be what they are now because you've grown.
Oh, 100%.
And so you've developed with it, and like I want to hit on the point because I actually wrote it down in my notes at one point of you were dealing with things as like people were saying things that you were just like the skinny kid, like the small kid, whatever it was, and that got to you. And I think it's a really interesting point because I think unfortunately sometimes it takes people, not that you hit rock bottom, but I think sometimes it takes people to hit rock bottom before they're willing to make a change.
Oh, 100%.
And before they're willing to like persist through something and like really make a difference in their life. But with that being said, I think sometimes hitting rock bottom is not the worst thing. Because
it's not.
With the right mindset, that could be your motivator. Yeah. Like, I've been through all this shit, I've been at the bottom, and I know there's some people out there that might even watch this that like they might feel at rock bottom right now.
Yeah.
And that might be the thing that motivates them every day, where it's like, I don't ever want to be back at that point. And then it could transform into something else where now that they've gotten past that hurdle, now something else is their motivation. Something else helps them persist through it. Whether it's, you know, being a good father or a good mother or whatever it is. So I think that was a really interesting point because that's something that I thought about to kind of help people reflect on, like, yes, I might be at rock bottom, but that could be the best thing.
Your physical circumstances can determine your intentions behind whatever it is that you're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And also, like you said about rock bottom, it's all about perspective. Because like once you do hit, if you are at rock bottom or when you do hit it, the only way to go is up.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
It's like,
so it's like, all right, shit, I'm here.
The harder you
now,
fall,
I'm fucking ready to fucking blossom. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that kind of leads me into the next.
Well, before we go into that, what's something that you are persistent with? That you are, like what's your intention behind something that you're persistent with?
So, as you know, I'm extremely into sports.
Yeah.
And I loved playing baseball growing up. I loved playing basketball.
Yeah. Like when we watched Peyton Manning shoot his field goal in the Staples Center, and they won in the fourth quarter.
He hit the grand slam.
Yeah, the grand slam. That's what it was. Yeah. You're right.
The sad thing is Lewis isn't kidding. Like, he actually has no idea what the heck sports are.
That's a lie. I watched Cristiano Ronaldo shoot a field goal.
You're so stupid.
Yeah. 2 days ago, what happened?
No, sports. I'm huge into sports, and it's always been my dream to be a part of sports. Like that's been my biggest passion. Like I just love sports, and it's like, why not do something you love? So I literally all I want to do is work in baseball or basketball, mainly baseball, and work in scouting and work in player development and be a part of a front office because I literally feel like I could provide so much value. Mm-hmm. And I feel like just having that burning desire of like, I feel like this is my true purpose. I think every day, like that's something that I've been working towards. And I think along the way, you kind of see like they're very little hints of like, hey, you're on the right path. It's like,
oh yeah,
maybe you meet somebody and you have a conversation with them, and then it like you connect with somebody else, or you get to a certain position. And it's like you're like, wow, like this is where I need. And it's like little things. So it's like you keep once you see those little hints. They're not big. It helps you persist a little bit more because it's like I'm actually working towards a goal that I really want to be.
And it's really cool when you notice things because like the hints. That's one thing that I've been paying attention to recently is that you have to be in an aware state of being. Like you have to be aware, consciously aware of the little hints that are happening because they can go right past you.
All right, so something that I really wanted to like think about or look on is, are you lacking in persistence? Like not you specifically, but like just in general. Like I think there's some key ways to see if you actually are lacking in persistence. I think the first thing is you have to reflect on your habits. You have to be honest with yourself. Like, are you waking up late or are you getting up early and being productive in the morning? Are you
honest?
We can do this. Yeah, let's do this now. Are you honestly? Do you think right now
like a yes or no thing?
Yeah, right now. Do you think you are getting up early and being productive, or are you sleeping? No. Okay, boom.
It depends on the day because there's days where I wake up and like I have like shit to do.
And I think that's with everybody because it's the same with me too.
Yeah.
Honestly, for me, ever since quarantine happened, I feel like I've not been productive like I usually would be.
Yeah.
I feel like it shouldn't let me down.
It also doesn't help that we stay up till fucking 2 o'clock in the morning.
We play a lot of
Call of Duty.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a sip to that.
Cheers to Call of Duty. Thank you.
Cheers to that.
For the great times and the great laughs. Shout out to Steve.
Wow, you have to shout out.
Shout out to the general of the team.
I think another thing is like, are you going to the gym or are you lazy? I think we can both agree we're
very good
in the gym.
Very good on that.
Are you literally wasting time on social media? Like, there's plenty of things that you can look at to see like what are my habits? Like, am I cooking food or am I just going to get like fast food? Like, I think it's everything like this is like by building strong and positive habits, you're gonna start like persisting towards your goals.
Yeah, 100%.
As long as you have goals that you want in mind that are realistic in terms of where you're at right now. I think that's one thing is reflect on your habits. That's a huge thing to see if you're lacking in persistence. Another thing I think is, this is huge. Who are you hanging around? Are you around motivated people or are you around people that are just kind of like laying around drinking every weekend, not really doing much? And I think that's something that's really hard for people is because they build friendships and it's hard for you and me. I know it's hard for me is like, are you like, it's not easy to just like not hang out with people. Exactly. It's not easy. It's not easy, but honestly, dude, the 5 people you hang around, I've seen this before, is like the 5 people you hang around the most is who you're going to be like.
Yeah.
So if you're around people that aren't really working towards their goals and persisting or have a purpose, then chances are you're not going to have a purpose either. Whereas if you're around 5 extremely fucking motivated people who are going towards their goals, then you're going to see them persisting through something that's a struggle, and then it's going to make you want to.
Yeah, and I've had those experiences before, for sure.
Both good and bad.
Yeah.
To me, about you is like having you as a friend that you're continuing to push yourself. Having somebody that's going to push you helps. Like for me, having you helps for me to push myself.
Yeah, and likewise.
You know what I mean? Cheers to that, bro. So I appreciate that about you because there's very few friends. Like obviously, like I have a few friends from my grad program who were very close and like we push each other to try to improve, and you and like a few others, and it's just you need more people like that. So I think
100%.
At least having one person, try to find one person that is going to push you to like strive for your goals.
Genuinely too.
Yeah, genuinely, and isn't going to BS you. isn't gonna be like just like a cheerleader, rah rah, go for your goals, but like at the same time isn't gonna like shut down your dreams and aspirations, because if a family member, if you say you want to do something and a family member's like, oh well,
yeah,
then you're not gonna go for it.
Mm-hmm. Well, it also, so with that, I think depending on how strong your intention is or how deep you want to persist on something or go for something, you know, you can sometimes kind of tone that out, but it's difficult, especially when it's coming from a person that's
a skill.
So close to you. Exactly, it's
that's
something you have to work on.
You have to develop,
and that is something I've worked on recently a lot, and I've gotten better at it. I'm not perfect. I still have to catch myself here and there where I let someone, like an exterior force, affect my thoughts or how I'm feeling about something, right? But once you start again becoming aware of it, and noticing those situations,
it's a skill, dude. 100%.
Then it really does help. It's almost like you have to build this silent confidence in whatever you're doing without the opinions of others affecting you whatsoever.
Yeah, like almost have to build a shield.
Yeah, it's like, it's like literally like a shield around you that you just like fucking get rid. Like you literally deflect, right? That's the word.
Deflect. Yeah.
Deflect the bullshit.
Yeah.
Because then also we've heard this before too from people. It's like, why would you let someone's opinion about something they've never done affect what you want to do?
Exactly.
It's almost like they're spewing their own insecurities onto you without any experience. Now, if you want to become a professional basketball player, right?
Yeah.
And a professional basketball player.
Well, I'm 5'9", so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, if you want to become a professional basketball player and a former NBA player gives you some sort of advice or constructive criticism about something, it's like you take that into consideration because this person has been down that path, they know what to do, they have experience on it. Now, if you want to do something, again, we'll say become a professional basketball player, an actor, a professional carpenter, anything, a broadcaster.
Whatever you want to excel in, basically.
Exactly. And someone who is not in that area of expertise decides to give you some quote-unquote advice or constructive criticism, whether they think it's good or bad. You know, if they don't have any experience to tell in that field or niche, then it's like, how credible is their advice or opinion?
Yeah, absolutely. Like that. And I think that's a whole other conversation that you can have.
We can even go back to the fitness conversation. Like, would you accept the advice of someone who is not in a peak physical state? Would you accept advice?
Okay, so before you go on that, I would, because some people, they might not be in peak physical condition, but they're in decent shape and they've studied it and they really understand it. So I wouldn't just take
I'll drink to that.
So I will challenge that point. But
you're right.
Yeah, and like some people can take steroids and things like that, so like maybe they don't actually know what the heck they're doing. But yeah, for the most part, like if somebody hasn't been successful in a certain area, yes, I agree that you shouldn't take the advice of some people just want to give their opinion. Let's just be honest. Like some people just want to give their opinion.
They don't want to shut the fuck up.
They don't want to shut up, and it might deter you from pursuing something because you're taking their opinion too far. Yeah. Like you're viewing their judgment too much.
Right. And that's when building like a deflective shield from bullshit comes into play.
Yeah.
And it's something to work on. Like I said, I'm working on it right now. And I still have to catch myself constantly. Like whenever let's say like whenever I'm talking to someone, if they say something in opposition to what I'm thinking, feeling, or anything like that, if I feel like some sort of negative like energy or just like a negative feeling, like a bad feeling from it, I have to immediately catch it and be like, okay, wait, is their opinion worth the feeling that I'm getting, and questioning whatever it is that I'm thinking about the topic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. And
have you worked on that at all recently, or is that something you just kind of realized and now you're gonna kind of step into it?
Well, yeah. So actually, I mean, even just doing this podcast, like I remember, like, and I even told my mom about this. Like when I first presented the idea to her, within like 6 hours, she was like, "Oh well," like she came up with like reasons that we shouldn't do it, of like naming it Monday Brews. Like the whole reason behind Monday Brews was like everyone has the Monday blues, but we want to make it Monday Brews.
Yeah.
Bring some positivity to your Mondays and like something to look forward to for the week.
And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is the reason we started this podcast. We don't even
positivity.
Have to make a separate bit for it.
You need a good week, and it starts with Monday. So Monday Brews instead of Monday Blues. And so she came to me with like, oh well, there's a lot of other names already, Monday Brews, and like, and in my mind, she didn't even purposely do that. She was just trying to help out.
She's being a protective mother.
Opinion. Yeah, giving her opinion on it. And it, in my mind, I shouldn't let this happen to me, but like it started to make me question, like, should I persist and like go for this anyways? And like I almost
like X'd it out.
Yeah, exactly. Just from that comment, and so creating a shield of like, wait a minute, let me think about this. Is this like something I should actually let affect me from persisting?
Yeah.
Forward, and I didn't, and so I think there's everything every day. I think everybody has little things that happen to them where they question, should I do this or should I not? And you got to build that shield, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, 100%.
I completely agree
100%.
with that. Completely agree. The shield is very important.
The shield.
The shield.
Not like Marvel shields, but like.
I mean, if you want to use that as like an example, literally create a Marvel shield around you from exterior bullshit.
Yeah, and that kind
whatever works.
But okay, so with that, kind of on the lines of like the judgment from other people.
Right.
I think you also need to look like, for example, your parent might want you to be a banker or an insurance agent or a real estate agent.
Yeah.
And like they might push you, or a lawyer. Like some families legit. Like
pretty cool.
Like luckily, I think our families never like tried to push us in a direction necessarily.
Yeah.
Like, at least I know mine. They kind of let me follow what I want to do.
Yeah. Same. Same.
But there's some families out there where their parents want them to be a lawyer and don't want to pay for school or anything if the kid doesn't want to be a lawyer. But the kid will be a lawyer because their parents want it. Yeah. So I think you need to look at what the fuck you want too, and not worry about the judgment of other people.
And the earlier you can catch that, I think the better too.
Yeah, and
because then you really build that bullshit shield right off the bat. And if you start it early, oh my god, you'll be so far ahead.
Because then you'll know what the fuck you want, and then you're not gonna stop because somebody was like putting doubt in your mind.
Yeah,
creating alibis for you or something.
Exactly.
And so you'll actually like push naturally. You're just gonna persist through that.
Exactly. With the solid intention.
With the solid
intention and purpose behind it. I'm telling you, that's like literally the driving force for like everything.
Yeah.
Especially what we're talking about today. I think that people with the solid purpose
and so I agree with that, and I thought you were gonna go in this direction a little bit of they don't know what they want, or they're afraid to mention it to people because they think people are gonna like they're afraid to express it because they're afraid of the like what people are
exterior fucking opinions.
Exactly.
Build the shield
and no
build the fucking shield, the bullshit shield. You gotta fucking put it around you. It's like a fucking energy deflector. I'm telling you, it's fucking so important. God, I fucking love this.
But
it's so true. It's so fucking true, dude. Literally build the bullshit deflector shield.
The bullshit deflector shield.
Telling you.
Because some people might be passionate about something, but they're afraid to fucking express it.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people are like, and that's a fucking issue.
Yeah. But see, okay, so I completely agree. But another perspective on that is, I think, and I actually had this conversation with my brother a couple weeks ago, right? Because it's another thing that I've been practicing too, which I think
I'm almost out of coffee.
Is, same. Damn, we drink that fucking fast. Okay, before I lose my train of thought. So, the other perspective on that is, I think that it's one thing to not say something out of a place of insecurity, right?
Yeah.
But it's another thing if you don't voice what it is, your dreams, aspirations, inspirations, whatever it may be.
Because you want to hold it.
Because you want to hold it and you want to protect it inside. And that's a form of kind of being a bullshit deflector. You know what I mean? It's like you don't talk. Not everyone deserves to know your dreams, or deserves to know your dreams, aspirations, inspirations, whatever it may be.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because if you can foresee a bullshit opinion or comment coming that you think a person may bring to you and have you kind of rethink whatever it is you're thinking, then just keep it safe inside you. That's not coming from a place of insecurity.
Yeah.
I think that's smart.
It's like
the
silent pursuit of it.
Exactly. Not everyone deserves to know what it is you're doing, you want to do, or go for it. Now, I think if you're insecure about it, then that's one thing. But like I said,
Yeah.
if you genuinely,
if you're confident and you have that belief in yourself,
exactly, then not everyone deserves to know or needs to know.
Yeah,
you know,
I think that's
keep
fair.
it hidden inside of you as long as you're confident in what you're doing and
Yeah.
you know you're just on a silent pursuit.
I think that's true. Like, there's a difference between being confident with it and not mentioning it to people because you just want to be silent and like focus on it, as opposed to like being insecure and that's why you don't want to speak it.
Yeah.
So I do agree there's a difference. And I also think like there's a thing of like speaking it into existence though too, with like law of attraction.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, if you're speaking it in your own mind, then that's good enough. That's the law of attraction.
And
which that's a whole other
embody
conversation too.
Embody it, yes, which we will, I'm guessing, cover on
100p.
that episode. We have a lot of shit we want to talk about.
We're getting to law of attraction at one point,
And I feel
because
like-
that's a whole ass like book that can be written.
Yeah.
Well, there probably has been
Yeah.
books.
We'll save that conversation for another episode, but that's another big thing
Yeah.
we're going to cover for sure.
So any final thoughts for you, like as far as what you really think somebody should focus on if they want to
I think
persist
that
to their goals?
if you're lacking in an area of your life that you want to change or make better, make conscious efforts to change whatever habit it is that you have. And it may be something that you don't even realize is a habit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you gotta
Yeah,
take a
you're just
really
doing it
like
unconsciously.
external point of view on yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Like pull yourself out, like almost like get like a bird's eye view.
get a bird's eye view of yourself. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And I mean, I'm doing it still. I'm not anywhere near perfect. I still have a ton of work to do on myself. You know, I'm not where I want to be just yet, but we're on the pursuit of kind of what we want to do.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just think take an exterior view and be fucking honest with yourself.
You stole that from me because I was gonna
Yeah.
say that.
Be honest with yourself. Like the moment you find yourself making like an excuse of some sort, I think you should really like question the excuse. Like, is this really a fucking excuse that I'm saying right now, or is it just a bullshit reason for me to not continue to do something? You know what I mean?
Yeah. 100%. And that's exactly what I was gonna say. Is like, be honest with yourself. Like, I think so many people are so quick to blame other people for things that they don't achieve.
Yeah.
When if you just fucking put your head down and worked through some of the struggles
Persistence.
and realize like, hey, maybe
Persistence.
exactly like maybe I'm not working as hard as I can be, and
Yeah.
just being honest with yourself of like, holy shit, like today I wasn't productive, but
Yeah.
tomorrow I'm gonna be
Yeah.
fucking productive.
And don't beat the shit out of yourself either.
Exactly. Don't let it become the image of who you are.
No.
But just be honest with
Forgive
yourself.
yourself.
Forgive yourself. So be honest with yourself and say, yeah, I wasn't productive today, but tomorrow I'm going to be productive. And then when tomorrow rolls around, you're not beating your shit up because you weren't productive yesterday. You're just focused on, okay, today I'm going to make a little bit of a change. Like even if
Yeah.
it's just
Start
one
small.
thing,
Start
one
small.
thing. If you do one thing that can be productive towards your goals, like you're doing more than what a lot of other people are doing, and you're starting to build that. I like to call it the avalanche effect.
Yeah.
Of like, you start with one little snowball.
Snowball effect.
Exa-
You went avalanche though.
well, because it's big ass.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want- the snowball's little and it comes into like a boulder. It
becomes an
avalanche is fucking.
Because it starts slow.
It's
but
like,
then
oh,
it just,
I'm a little snowball. Okay, now I'm a little bigger snowball. Now I'm a big snowball. Fucking avalanche.
created
I'm a fucking avalanche. now.
Exactly. That's how I like to look
Week,
at it.
2 months, 3 months,
snowball
6
sounds
months,
so
a year.
like. It sounds so like
Pussy.
Kinda, yeah. The avalanche effect.
Yeah, avalanche is cool.
That's dope.
I like that.
Yeah, but that's what I like to call is like just the more you do every single day, the 1% that you improve today, by the end of the year you're like fucking
Yeah, and that's what there's an entrepreneur and speaker that I listen to. His name is Dave Meltzer, and he said at a time when I was doing what we're saying not to, I was beating the shit out of myself if I didn't make a drastic change every single day, right? And it's fucking exhausting. It is exhausting, especially if you genuinely care and like you're really trying to become something, anything like a nicer person, better with relationships, making money, perfecting your craft, whatever it may be. Like I beat the shit out of myself for such a long time, and then I listened to David Meltzer, who has like a very spiritual outlook on like productivity and like business and stuff like that, which is kind of like why I resonated with him.
Right.
But he was saying, you know, first of all, how we were just saying like don't beat the shit out of yourself, right? That's huge. But what he mentioned was also to start small, like literally start. If your goal is you want to start reading and stuff like that, but you get anxious as a person sitting down to read, I know I do that sometimes. It's like start out with like 3 pages a day. Then the next week go into like 10 or even just 5. You know what I mean? And then but do it every day because that builds the habit into becoming, you know, a daily practice. And that's honestly what we're doing with the gym. Like I literally with the gym, if I don't go to the gym, this is a little intense because I've made it, and I think you had too, where like it's almost become as like a ritual, like brushing my teeth. Like if I don't do some form of physical activity every single day, whether it's going to the gym or stretching, yoga, just playing some sport, it's almost like I feel weird. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I just feel so out of place. Now, yeah, literally, like I still kind of like not beat myself up, but I just feel off. You know what I mean? Because it's become such a daily practice. Right. You know what I mean? So it's okay to not be that intense all the time, and really, and you know, just kind of let it flow.
Yeah, and I think even like with the building the habit of like, I swear, it's kind of bad. Like I'm addicted to pre-workout, but literally my habit is right when I do that scoop of pre-workout and I shake up my shaker bottle, I'm going to the gym. It's that one little thing. It's like once I do that, it's like I know I'm going to the gym that day. Yeah. And so there's other things that you could do, like whether it's reading a book. It's literally just I'm gonna open a book up. I'm gonna read, like you said, 3 pages today. Before you know, you might read 20 pages. Maybe you only read 3, and then you build up to the 20 pages. But yeah, literally just 1. Yeah. Do 1 and start building that habit.
Even if it's like 2% better every week, it's at least some sort of growth, and you're seeing like consistent growth, which is positive feedback. Yeah. You know, and over time, those numbers just make a huge difference, and it's something I'm working on. It's something I'm sure you're working on.
Oh, 100%.
And, you know, we're all on this path of growth.
Hopefully, other people will start working on it too with us.
I hope so, dude. I mean, that's a big reason why we're doing this.
100%.
Like, if we have like just a few people. I mean, I would like more than one, to be honest. But if it was just one person, I guess that would like benefit from this, or just like kind of be inspired to start something small or big. Right. You know. And you know what? We did a fucking damn good job.
Exactly.
We did our job.
That's the goal here, is literally just help one person if we can.
Yeah, so. I agree. Damn. All right. Well, I think that's a good note to end on. Thank you guys for watching the first episode of Monday Brews. You guys can check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Monday Brews, and potentially a TikTok in the future.
Oh, we'll be on Spotify too. We're gonna get on Spotify, TikTok, post the stuff throughout the week. And we want to connect with people. That's the thing, is like, I want to be able to have conversations with other people too. And like, other people I'm sure have great ideas too, for like things we can talk about and things we can reflect on. So
exactly.
Yeah, 100%.
So if you guys enjoyed this episode, hit us up on social media. Check us out on YouTube, and we will
have a great freaking week.
Have a great week, and we will see you next episode. Dude, oh, dude!